Hey, what is up, you guys? It's Tyler. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new today. We're doing a chit chat. I'm venting at you just because this week has been a disaster. So I know I just did like a ranty chit chat video because I was sick. I'm still sick. You can hear it in my voice. You're gonna hear it for a whole other week as well because I filmed another video for next week today. So you'll hear this lovely nasally voice for just a little bit longer. Anyways, this week, I just want to rant because, listen, I vlog, I talk about my life, and it would be weird to not talk about my life, you know, especially when there's so much going on. And again, I know I just did a video talking about my life and shit that's going on, but we have to do another one. We have to do just a little update so I can explain to you why next video is going to be really short. And why I just might be a little mentally unwell. A little bit more mentally unwell than usual. Anyways, it is 1 a.m. and I just finished an interview. It was a Hiiii interview, so it's like you just read a question and then you film yourself answering it. So I have makeup on, and I had a whole shirt on, but it's too hot. I ended up sweating, and I took it off to film this video because I can't be bothered to look all fancy for a goddamn YouTube video. Story, work is absolute hell right now, but I'm going to talk about that later. We're going to start at the very beginning of, honestly, last week. Let's start with last week. So, I'm usually really good about my money. Like, I have a majority of my money in a high yield savings account. I keep some cash because, I don't know, I really shouldn't keep cash because that's not smart, but it kind of is smart. It depends how you look at it. But anyways, let's lay down so I can breathe efficiently, because I didn't realize it's 77 degrees in the apartment. Kind of hot. Okay, so I'm usually really good about my money, about all of that. But I did book an Airbnb for July because we're going on a little vacation, and then we're thinking about going to another vacation. And I don't know, we haven't booked the second one because there ain't no money happening right now. But anyways, booked the Airbnb. It was around $700. I actually think it was $699. So that was a lot of money, but I was like, I'm smart with money. I keep a good amount of money in my checking account if there's an emergency. So I'm like, we're good. No worries. We're good. We're fine. And then I ended up buying a big bird cage for my bird Boo, which we're gonna have a really sad talk in a minute. Unfortunately, we're gonna have a really, really sad talk in a minute. Got this giant bird cage by Preview, whatever it is. It's a 37 long inch cage, and it's 23 inches deep, and it's 60 inches tall, so it's huge. I would show you it right now. Not assembled. I will explain. Yeah, so that was $200. And we bought some perches and some toys to kind of fill it up because Boo was in a really tiny cage before. So it's like a very big difference. We had to buy a bunch of stuff to like fill it out and keep him comfortable. And then let's jump to the really sad part. We had to go to the emergency vet on Sunday for Boo because we thought he was dying. We thought, turns out he was. Took him to the emergency vet, which was really hard to find. Like, I have a list of exotic vets that are really good that I trust, because that's what you have to do when you have exotic animals. But it was a Sunday, and unfortunately all of the ones that I had on my list were closed on Sunday, and of course this had to happen on Sunday. So went around calling all of these exotic vets and emergency vets, and I was calling each one like, hey, I have an emergency with my bird. I need somebody to see this bird. Do y'all see birds? No, we don't see birds. Hang up, bye. I called so many vets, and then I would finally find one that's like, yeah, we see birds, but we don't do emergencies. And I'm like, okay, okay, it's an emergency. That's why I said I have an emergency. You know what I mean? So it just kept going like that, where I was calling people and they would say, no, we don't do birds, or we don't do emergencies. We can see him next week. So I finally found one, they unfortunately would not be able to see him for, I think it was an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. So I was like, okay, this is good. At least I have an appointment set up for this emergency, but I continued calling more vets. I called, I think, like 7 more or something, but they all couldn't see birds. I did have one person say that they could see a bird, but they couldn't do it today. So, again, no wins. So we ended up going with that emergency vet that first said yes, but they would see him at 2:45, I think was the time. So my boyfriend got off work to go with me because I was sick. Still am sick. I've been sick for like 2.5 weeks or something like that. It sucked. But I mentally feel good right now, which is, it's a win. I think I may be manic right now, to be honest, which is not good. But hey, I'm alive. I'm okay. I'm just dealing with trauma right now, okay? Anyways, took him to the vet. The vet tech was really nice. We got the x-ray, we did everything. I spent so much money at this vet, and they gave him medication because they said his wing was sprained, nothing was broken, nothing was wrong. They did all of these tests to see if he had like an illness or something wrong, and it turns out he just had a sprained wing. And I was like, oh my gosh, like this silly bird, the love of my life, this silly bird just had a little sprained wing. I don't want to cry over another damn bird, but I'm crying over another damn bird. Okay, love him to death. He was so good. He was such a good bird. I love birds to death. I loved him to death. He was a really good bird. We were giving him medication 2 times a day. It was going really well. He had all of his energy back, and he was eating and drinking, and everything was really good. And he was doing good in his big cage. He was still flying around and being really active and everything. And the doctor said, like, hey, let me know if you have any concerns. They were really nice, and they actually, like, texted and communicated with us, and we updated them, like, everything was good with Boo. That was Sunday. He was good Monday. He was good Tuesday. He got his medicine twice a day, every day. Nothing changed. Nothing was different besides that big cage that he got put into. Nothing was different. And Wednesday morning, thankfully, me and my boyfriend are both off on Wednesdays. That's kind of like our chill days. We don't work. We don't do anything on Wednesdays besides like clean and errands and crap. Wednesday, I woke up and I went to check on the animals. First off, found out my male bearded dragon, male bearded dragon, who I've been calling a boy for 7.5 years, has laid eggs. So that's what I woke up to. And then I'm like, hey, it's awfully quiet. Like, we usually hear a bird begging for food. You know, Boo is usually like flying around like, hi guys, can I have food? You know, just like chirping. And I'm like, I don't hear Boo. This is really weird. So I go look at him and I'm like, hello? Like, where is he? The cage. It's a big cage. So I'm like looking around everywhere, like looking at all the perches. I looked at the ground, and we had paper towels that had colors on them. This is kind of traumatic. If you don't want to hear about animal death, please skip to sometime. If you go to the chapters, you'll see I'll talk about like my bearded dragon next or something. Just skip this whole bird conversation if you don't want to hear about animal death. So I thought I looked thoroughly at the ground of the cage because it was colorful. I was looking down there. I didn't see a bird, so I kept looking up, and I'm like, where is Boo? Did he escape? And then I like sit down and I really look at the bottom of the cage. He's not alive anymore. He is on the bottom of the cage, not alive anymore. And he blends in with the freaking paper towels that we were using because they're kind of blue, and he's blue. He's a blue Boo. So my boyfriend was brushing his teeth, and I had to interrupt him and be like, hey, Boo died. And we both were just like, what? Like, what happened? Like, we don't know what happened. We just woke up and he wasn't there anymore, you know? And with the last bird that we had, we saw it happen, so we know it was a stroke or a heart attack, because it was just like gone. And we don't know what happened with Boo because we weren't there. We don't know what happened. We called the vet. We talked to the vet. and they said they could have missed something in the test, but they doubt it. They said it could be neurological, it could have been a seizure, but they doubt it. The only thing the vet said that they really thought was the issue is that he had metal poisoning from the cage. This cage that is made by a very good brand. They're saying poisoned my bird. That in my own head, while that could be a possibility, I really don't think this really good branded bird cage killed my bird. I really don't think there is any metal in this bird cage that would kill my bird. So again, I'm left with no answers besides maybe it was neurological, maybe it was a seizure, maybe they missed something when they were doing their test. And then it's like, I paid you $500,000 to do all of these tests on my bird and make sure he was okay, and you sent me home this medication and said it was just a sprain in his wing, and that was obviously not true. And then to tell me you may have missed something in the test. What do you mean? My bird is dead. For what? I don't know. Anyways, that's all I'm going to talk about that for right now, because it's 1 a.m. I'm not trying to talk about that at 1 a.m. anymore. But on to my bearded dragon. So I've had this beardy since 2018, maybe 2017, I don't know. Something. It's been 7.5 years, at least. June, it will be 8 years. So he's an old man. Old man, no. Laying eggs. So it's a girl. I'm still gonna call him a him. He still has the same name. I don't care, I'm not changing anything. But, laying eggs. So that's just another thing to deal with. I had to rearrange his whole terrarium. So right now he has a whole dirt side. Whereas in the past, if you've watched my videos of like me cleaning his tank, he has a dirt box. Like a relatively small dirt box. But now, no. Half of his cage is dirt so that I'm still gonna say he. It's my lizard, okay? It's my lizard. I'm gonna say he. But I gave him a dirt area to lay his eggs in. He did not lay them in the dirt, but I tried. So that's what's going on with my animals and my money situation. It ain't good. Okay? It's not. A lot of stress with that. And then recently with my job, I'm not even going to go into detail with it because it's really not that exciting. The only thing is that, so I got yelled at by a manager in front of all of the customers for something that is not within my control. Again, I'm not going to go into detail, but basically I got yelled at for doing pet care tasks. I work at a retail store, at a pet store, and my job title is pet care associate. So I work in pet care. That's what I do. And I got yelled at because I spend too much time being busy in pet care. So yeah, that happened. I ended up having a panic attack in the back of pet care because I was just freaking out. I'm not good at getting yelled at. Like, I can handle my own. I really don't care if somebody criticizes me. That's not the problem. But when somebody yells at me for some reason, I don't know, it could be like PTSD from a parent screaming at me when I was a kid, because that happened a lot. But I don't like being yelled at. It scares me, it throws me off, and it sends me into a panic attack usually. Same with people like throwing things at me. That will send me into a panic attack, unless it's like a game. Like, oh, my boyfriend's like throwing a piece of paper at me. But I've had customers like throw things at me, and it will send me into a panic attack, okay? Like, if I don't know you and you're throwing shit at me, it's gonna scare me. But yeah, so I had a panic attack at work, and I just did an interview. I don't know if I said that before. I think I did. I'm really hoping I'm gonna have another job, because I can't do this toxic work environment much longer. I'm getting tired of it, if that makes sense. I love all of my coworkers. Every single one. I like everyone. But there are times where, somebody will just yell at you for no reason besides they are frustrated, and I understand that. But do not yell at me. When a grown man yells at me. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't appreciate it, especially when it's unwarranted. Like, for example, yelling at me because I'm in pet care. That is my job. That's literally my job, is to be in pet care. And of course I help with other things, like I get back up, I help with register, I help recover the store. I do so much. My plate is so full all of the time. I'm doing so much. Like, I wish I could sit here and explain to you all that I do. There's not enough time in the day to even do that. You know, I try my best, and some people just don't think that's enough, and that's okay. That's okay. One really good thing that has been happening this week is I have been in a really good mindset. Again, I have no idea if I'm manic or if I'm rewiring my brain through this psychology class, because the psychology class that I'm in college, by the way, it's giving really good tips on how to stay positive and stuff, and I've been putting that into practice in my life. And I don't know if that's why I feel so positive, if that makes sense. Like, I'm learning, I'm developing. I know, like, if I do something wrong, I can fix it, I can learn, I can change. And there are things that are going to happen in my life that are really negative. And it's okay to feel sad. It's okay to cry. I've been crying a lot. Especially about this bird thing, I've been crying a lot. Yeah, my week has been really stressful. But again, thankfully, I've been in a really positive mind space. And I'm thankful for that. So, if you're at this point in the video, y'all, this was a lot of chatting. I thought this was going to be a short video, like me just talking to you. But if you're here, thank you for all of the positivity. I've had so many, like, nice comments recently, and, like, just likes and interaction of me just talking. Like, I'm not doing anything. I'm laying down, talking, and I'm getting interaction. Like, that's so nice. It feels like we're on, like, a FaceTime call, except you aren't talking to me, you're just listening to me, which is kind of weird, but as long as you comment, then we're in a FaceTime call, you know what I mean? But yeah, it's really cool to see, like, the same people comment, because it's like, oh, I know you, like, hi. Excited because I did do an interview, and I don't think I'm gonna get the job because it's a little bit of a overqualified position that I applied for, but it's the first interview that I have taken. I've been offered interviews before and I've set them down, but this is the first one that I've actually done, and I feel good about it because I got it done. Did I do it at 1 in the morning, 12:30 in the morning? Yes. But I did it. And I'm good. I'm good. So yeah, I really need to end this video because I don't want to edit all this chatter. But that's been my week. I hope your week is going really good. I hope my next week is going to be going a lot better. I am pre-recording a little bit. Like I said, I did film another video before this. It is a nighttime routine. It's a really quick video. Really quick. Just because I want to be prepared for if I need to take a week off. Then I can do it. You know what I mean? Because I don't... If this is a manic phase that I'm in, it's gonna crash. It will crash. It's gonna happen. So I want to make sure I have time to take care of myself if that happens. I'm sure you understand what I'm saying. I don't need to explain anymore. But yeah, I'm gonna go. I have to wash the makeup off my face out. What time is it now? 1:30 in the morning. I have to go wash the makeup off my face after I just took a shower. My hair's still wet from showering at like 10:20 p.m. This is what we're doing tonight. Anyways, goodbye. Love you. Goodbye.